Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars: The Living Set. Welcome back, Will, again.
Welcome back.
Very excited to be back with you guys again. We got 4 cards coming at you this week. Pretty excited to share some of the backstory about some of the people here we have. So, Will, I'm going to turn over to you first to actually talk about card number 15, Director Krennic. So tell us about him.
So, Director Krennic, also actually known, his first name is Orson Krennic, which I actually had I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either. Yeah.
So, we're going to go into the stats, all that. Number 15, Orson Krennic from Rogue One. They made 1,385. There have been graded by PSA 78. There have been 47 PSA 10s and 31 PSA 9s.
Very cool. That's awesome. What else do we know about him?
The actor is Ben Mendelsohn.
I think so. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
If we mispronounce that.
Sorry, Ben.
Sorry, Ben. He is actually in 15 different music videos.
That was pretty cool. I had no idea on this one, but when I started to look this up, pretty cool, including one of my favorite bands when I was younger, a band called In Excess. So for those of you that are younger than I am, go check them out. Got some great music. So who else was he in music videos with?
I believe it's Sia.
We'll go with that.
I've heard her before. Not sure how to pronounce it.
We'll go with that.
If we pronounce it wrong, we're very sorry.
Okay.
Florence and the Machine, and also his own music.
Very cool. That's awesome. And have we seen him in other stuff as well?
Well, kind of. We haven't seen him in other Star Wars things, but we have seen him in other things that people will definitely know and hopefully like. He was actually the bad guy in Ready Player One, which was the first time we watched that. I saw that right away, and I was like, oh, it's that one guy from Rogue One.
Kind of a similar character, isn't he, a little bit?
He is.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like the main big bad guy that's trying to control all the stuff, control everything. In Rogue One, he's trying to control the Death Star. In Ready Player One, he's trying to control the Oasis. I think that's what it's called.
It is, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
He actually first appeared in the book called Catalyst, which is a backstory to Rogue One.
Pretty cool. So, like, overall, what did you think about his character? So we got some stats on him. We kind of know about him, but you know, what are some of the stats things that you are excited about him, or things that just overall about his character?
I thought he was a really cool character. I thought the idea of him and the whole idea of him like working and talking with Darth Vader, I thought that part was really cool.
Yeah.
The whole idea of him wanting to control the Death Star, but then Tarkin being like, well, yeah, no, you're not doing that. But I think it was a pretty cool character.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that movie. Rogue One, I thought was a great movie. Definitely kind of, I think that was the first time where we had a movie where they didn't have the crawl, wasn't it? Or they also didn't have, which I thought was great, but they still continued to have the Empire ship, him flying in. Of course, the CG of Grand Moff Tarkin was great. I thought it was overall just absolutely a wonderful movie. And his character, I thought was just great.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, didn't quite make it all the way through the movie.
Nope.
But again, I don't think really a whole lot of people did on the planet that time. So.
I don't think anybody who was on Scarif
survived.
Got it.
Yep, spoiler alert there. So, all right. Yeah. Anything else about Director Krennic?
Nothing much, no.
All right, we're going to go on to card number 16. So this one is just labeled Jawa. So it's from A New Hope, but that's the first time we ever saw the Jawas. And of course, as Star Wars fans, or really any movie-going fans, we had never heard of a Jawa until 1977 when all of a sudden this thing comes out here and we're like, no idea what that thing is. So it was very interesting when they created these. We'll go into the stats first about the cards, and then we'll talk about the Jawas. So 1,441 of these were made. 80 of them have been graded so far at this time. 41 PSA 10s and 32 PSA 9s. It was interesting. So the first set of Jawas, we'll call them, was actually 12 local children who portrayed the Jawas, which I thought was pretty cool.
I thought that was very funny.
Yep, and also including the producer's daughter. So Gary Kurtz produced the Star Wars movie, and his daughter got to be in there, which is pretty interesting. The language actually came from Zulu, which is an African language, but then it was also sped up to make it go faster. I think this is the second time we've kind of had an African language that was in part of these as well, which is interesting.
I think it was African.
Yeah.
I believe. I forgot which character it was.
Yeah, I forget either, but or you guys can go back and watch the old videos and find out. Look at that.
Very good videos.
The other interesting thing about the Jawas, and this is actually specifically about one of the Jawas, a guy named Jack Purvis. He's actually an actor who played a Jawa in Star Wars for A New Hope. Yep. Right? He also played an Ugnaught in Empire Strikes Back, and he also played an Ewok in Return of the Jedi. He's the only character, according to the internet, that has been credited for 3 different characters in episodes 4, 5, and 6, which I thought was pretty darn cool.
I also think it's very funny that all the characters he played were all like very short,
Yeah.
not really well known, like in general, and just like throughout anything. Like we didn't know much about them.
Yeah.
We didn't know where they came from, and they were all just very short native species that I feel like all Star Wars fans just like.
Yeah.
They're just very lovable creatures.
Yeah, and obviously that's one of the characters or one of the creatures that has continued on through pretty much every single movie and show. They're all over the place, and it's a lot of fun. And they've made some great personalities with them. We're going to see them later on some other cards, but that's card number 16, Jawa from A New Hope. All right, next card we're going to go to is card number 17. One of the greatest characters in my mind of all time.
I agree.
Within the Star Wars galaxy, and not only from the movies, but also from again one of my favorite book series, of course, the Thrawn books that are out there. Where Lando Calrissian from The Empire Strikes Back makes his first appearance. We'll go through some stats first. 1,427 of them made, 95 graded so far, 59 10s and 31 9s. So, of course, the actor, if you're watching this, you probably already know, but Billy D. Williams, absolutely amazing as Lando, which was great. Of course, Billy D. plays that role in Empire. He plays it in Return of the Jedi. Mm-hmm. He also plays it in Rise of the Skywalker, which he kind of makes a comeback, which is absolutely great for Billy D.
Yes, it was.
The other thing I love about the character, about Lando Calrissian, the character, now again, the card this week is actually the Billy D character. Mm-hmm. However, Lando is also played by an actor named Donald Glover in the Solo movie.
When he was a younger
Yeah, that was younger Lando, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Now, the interesting thing about Donald Glover, he actually auditioned for Saturday Night Live to play President Obama, which is kind of funny. And then apparently Billy D had the chance to meet Donald and give him some advice on how to play Lando, right? Yep. And his advice was just be charming, mm-hmm. which I thought was great. I thought that we'll spend more time later on young Lando, but again, Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian, one of the great characters of the Star Wars universe. And even though he's not on the screen a whole lot, obviously comes alive in a lot of books and a lot of other stories. Big Lando fan. I like that one a lot. Anything from you on Lando?
Nothing much. Just if you have seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse lately, Donald, you might recognize him in there.
Ooh, spoiler alert right there. All right. Well, let's go to our last card. Tell me about card number 18, the Rancor.
So this one I'm actually really excited for.
Okay.
This is actually our first card that... It's not our first sideways card, but it is our first card that we have a print of.
I think it's a vertical card because there's actually a couple different Rancors though, right? This is the not the horizontal card. This is just a vertical card of Rancors. What this one is. Yep.
You sure?
I am. I looked earlier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the Boba Fett one. Okay.
Yep. That's okay.
My fault. Thought it was the print. Sadly not, but we'll get to that one. So they made 1,405. There have been graded by PSA 83. There have been 68 PSA 9 or 10s and 14 PSA 9s. All
right. So when was the first time we saw the Rancor?
First time we saw it was actually in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, pretty cool, right? So there's this growling, you don't know what it is.
Yep.
And all of a sudden Jabba hits the button, the dancer falls down. We still don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly, I think the first time we see it is when Luke falls down there, right?
No, we see it when like the door opens up and then we don't see her die, but yeah, she's gone. Yeah, but the first time I think we see the Rancor in actual person is I think when Luke falls down. Yep. And then all of a sudden that door slides up really, really slow, and here's this creature that in Star Wars we had never seen anything like it, which was pretty awesome. Never seen of it, never heard of it in the movies. We had heard of it in the books, but yeah. So anything else about the Rancor you want to share? Actually, I do have some kind of cool facts. Okay. So it's actually native to Dathomir. It's also on Lehon. I think so. We'll go with that. Yeah. And also Felucia. Okay. First appeared in Return of the Jedi, as we said. It's also in the Book of Boba Fett. And the actual Witches of Dathomir, which we are going to get to in another episode, they actually supposedly rode Rancors. Yeah, I think that was in one of the books that I read as well, where I think at one point, I think Luke was going to kind of recruit other potential Jedis, and he ended up on Dathomir, and the Witches of Dathomir were riding Rancors, which
foreshadowing. We're going to see that later in the Book of Boba Fett, which is pretty darn cool.
Yes, we are.
All right, well, that's an exciting card for us. Again, Rancor, another great creature from the Star Wars galaxy. Will, anything else you have for us this week?
Nothing much.
All right, guys, 4 additional great cards for you this week. Thanks again for hanging out and checking out our show. Please have us, if you have any comments, let us know. We'd love to continue to do whatever you guys would like on these videos for you. We'll be back hopefully soon with another video. Probably do another 4 cards again. This is a good roll this way.
Yeah.
Will, real quick, tell me again, when does the new Star Wars show come out? Ahsoka?
The new Ahsoka show will premiere on August 23rd. Haven't started a countdown yet, but I'm going to very soon. Very excited. Yes.
One of Will's favorite characters, most favorite characters of all time. So, Ahsoka coming at you in just about 2 months. Otherwise, thanks for checking out our video, and we will talk to you guys again soon.
Bye.